gives him a 15.
So
So you
he's
guys
up there?
watch as the area around this hobgoblin makes a popping noise, and he's confused as he's suddenly atop this bridge over here.
And now I can move freely?
And now you can move your regular movement speed. Yeah, can you get rid of these markings?
I don't know how.
Just hit M. Or right click.
And then I want to move over here.
Okay.
Are you not a warrior, or what? Why are you not engaging?
My sorcerer.
He just did engage. He just
Gotcha.
got him off.
Dividing.
Yeah.
Dividing the fight up.
So there's right now the party consists of 2 fighters and 2 sorcerers.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Okay. The hobgoblin sniper is going to. I don't like that you're up on him. I feel like it limits his abilities.
I like that I'm all up on him because I feel like that limits his abilities.
Okay. He's not as good with it, but he's going to drop his bow and he's going to use his longsword. And he's going to make. He doesn't get 3 attacks.
Like he threw it on the ground?
Yeah, he just dropped it.
Hold on.
So a 17 to hit and then a nat 1.
17 hits.
Ugh. Oh, I rolled the wrong die. Yay. So he's going to come down with 2 hands slicing at you, and he's going to do. What's that? That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 slashing damage as he rakes across your body.
Mm-hmm.
Scratching into the metallic exterior. Red, it's your turn.
Okay, Mike, I have a question.
Nope. What's up?
Where was that sniper?
He is right next to me.
Okay, but I thought that was the sniper. Oh,
Yeah, that's what you just asked.
okay. Well, who's the dark shifter? Is that the other guy?
Dark Shifter is your
That's
teammate,
right.
dude.
Oh, I thought it was the bad guy. I forgot the Silas part.
The gnome has frazzled hair and wide eyes. What's that? Who's that? Where is it?
I'm seeing eyeballs in the walls.
She's like a Jew in the 50s. What's that?
Yeah,
Post
attack
World
with
War
a
II.
stick.
I know World War II was in the 40s, guys. Come on. All right. What are you doing?
Attacking with a stick. 18.
Okay. Hits.
You know this hobgoblin's like, what?
He goes to duck down, but the stick makes full connection to his temple, doing how much damage?
5 bludgeon.
Getting smacked to the side of the head. He shakes it off and shakes his long ears and growls at you.
I still can't do what I wanted to do without Willow taking damage, so that's my turn.
Okay. What, buddy? I love you too. I don't get to just choose what dice to use at the time. I gotta use the right one. I appreciate it though. Alright, so he's going to turn. What is he gonna do? If he jumps down, he's gonna get hurt.
Jump down, bitch.
Jump down, jump.
Break them
Jump.
leave. That was the intent.
Your brother's gonna die.
He yells out, Gror! Just hold on! I'll be back! And he's going to run off this way to go around to come down.
Mm.
We'll see him in a little bit.
Yeah.
Calamitous.
And then you'll move him back up there.
No,
Bonus
that's
action.
He might slit his own throat. That pissed me off.
Manifest Echo. Within 15 feet of me.
Where?
Right here is fine for now. And
I'm not using any at the moment, buddy.
I'm gonna move myself here. And
What is your intention here? Are you retreating or are you prepping for that guy to come back?
I was prepping for that guy to come back.
Okay.
So she's gonna be the more visible one. I want her to have a manic looking grin on her face looking down the hallway. And I'm hidden behind this pillar.
Okay. End of your turn?
It's just me meleeing this guy.
Katanas are out.
Alright.
Yes.
Willow.
I am gonna pop that dude again. I got 22 to hit.
Hits.
Nice.
Are you still using range?
Pardon me?
Are you still using range?
What do you mean?
Range.
Shooting him or hitting him?
I don't understand what you're asking me, Michael.
Mom, what is going on with you right now? Range. Are you shooting him or are you using like a melee weapon, like a
yeah,
sword
no,
or
I'm
something?
using my light crossbow.
Okay.
I'm up in the wall still.
Okay.
Okay, so it was 22 to hit. I got 5 plus 5, 10 damage. I'm gonna use
Okay.
my second attack. 13 to hit.
Misses. The second one misses. The first arrow comes down and catches him right in the shoulder, and he slouches. He looks pretty well dead at this moment. He's not dead, but he's like, as that arrow comes in, a splatter of blood comes out of his mouth and trickles down that scratch that was on Red's metallic body.
Okay, and then I would like to use second wind to regain hit points equal to 1d10. Equal to 1d10 plus fighter level. So I rolled an 8 plus 5, correct?
Correct.
So I regain 13. Regain 13 health.
This divide and conquer made them a lot less challenging.
Yes,
irritating.
for sure.
You're welcome.
Good job.
You bitch ass nigga, Silas. Alright, is that the end of Willow's turn?
That is the end of Willow's.
Alright,
Is
Silas.
this guy? Is this the hobgoblin?
No, that's the
spider?
Echo. I mean, you're free to attack it, but that's
Oh, no.
Calamity's Echo that she creates.
Okay.
It's like a copy of herself, essentially.
I don't see the other guy then.
Because he's running around the way that
Yeah,
we
he's-
got to get down.
Yeah, he's running through that coffin room, so he
Alright.
should be coming back this way through this door.
I'm
He
gonna
hits hard as shit.
move here, but I want to be facing this way. I have line of sight. Ten tiles, which is 50 feet, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt at the sniper.
Okay, make a spell attack roll.
Oh my.
So the 3 plus whatever is still too low. I'm assuming it'd be 3 plus 5 plus your proficiency, which is 3. So
That's fine.
total of 9. Or no, I can do math. 11.
8, yeah.
The firebolt flings past him and hits to the right, smacking into the stone. Are you using any bonus actions or reactions?
I can move again, right?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna move again, but I'm gonna look this way. That's it for me.
The sniper on his last leg reaches back and grabs that bolt that's in his shoulder and goes, wait. I yield. Let's talk about this. And he's gonna wait a moment to see if there's any level of mercy in Red's face.
Kind of like looking at him, like thinking that he's going to try some trick.
He cautiously takes a step back from you here so that he's no longer within the eyesight of the other group. Do you attack him? He's not currently in an attacking position. Like, his sword is dragging on the ground, his bow is still at your feet.
Yeah, if I can attack him, I will.
Oh, okay. Make an attack roll.
23.
Hits. How do you want to do this? Because he has such a little life that with your modifier, he's gonna die.
Whack him over the side of the head.
As he slinks back to beg for mercy and come up with a plan that is mutually beneficial to the group, you watch as he disappears from the sight, and you guys just hear a squelch sound as Red's staff comes, and you just see blood splatter from behind that wall, and then a thud hit the ground with some clanging as the sword falls onto the stone. Is that the end of your turn?
Good.
No, that's the end of his turn.
That's true. It's your turn now. That's such a geezer thing to say. No, it's the end of his turn.
It actually was pretty cold out. Not gonna lie.
Okay, that's good.
That's the end of your turn now?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys hear running as Hobgoblin yells out, "Groar!" And he's ting 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 ting, sprinting as hard as he can. Calamithy. Are we still waiting?
Yep.
Willow.
I am going to come back. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's. I'm gonna get like behind Cal over here and be ready.
So you're able to still be on the wall.
Right. Well, on that pillar. Or the ceiling, even. I can be up on the ceiling by the pillar.
You know, or you could dangle from the bridge or whatever you wanted to do.
Well, I can only move 25 feet, so.
True. Silas.
Just gonna move over here, and that's it.
Red.
I wanna look a different way.
I guess I'm good.
I need to make an intelligence roll to see in his panic state how he's gonna do. Okay. You hear the clanking, the running, ting 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 ting. It slows down as it gets into this room, and then you see a shadow of a hobgoblin on the floor here, but he stops short of the door. Calamithy.
me see how far away this.
It's not 2.4 tiles.
I don't know if I want to actually move it right there. Yeah, I don't want to go to that choke point, so I'm just gonna wait for him to come to me.
A voice yells out, panting. In common, kind of broken, but very much so understandable. You lot are different than the rest. Who sent you? Does anyone respond to him?
I don't.
Oh, don't play coy. I know you're in there.
I would probably say this stuttering fellow.
There's a pause as he contemplates your words. Willow, it's your turn.
I am going to come over to the wall here, but I want to be like up there where that it looks like there used to be a window that next to that pillar. Like, you say my thing never works. Is this working here?
Let me show you what is on my screen. Oh, now yes. Now that you corrected it, yes.
This is me.
Oh,
This is me in this area.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I want to be down about a third of that pillar so that I can see
Okay.
through the door. Yes.
yeah. I don't know why, Mom, but
I
like
don't
your ping
know.
is over here.
I don't understand. Not on my screen. Well, I wonder, just because I'm so far zoomed. Does it work now?
No, look. I took a screenshot. This is how you're pinging. That orb is you. But your character is underneath that thing, so I don't know.
I don't know either.
It gets confusing though. But okay, so you're currently beneath this bridge here.
Yeah, I want to see if I can see through that window or through that door at him. Yes, right about there. Maybe a little bit lower. And I want to see if I can see him through the door.
So you cannot see him through the door. His shadow makes it seem like he's standing somewhere on this side of the door.
Okay, I'm gonna chill out there.
Okay. There's a pause. Silas says it's your turn. You hear the hobgoblin speak out. If he sent a group like you, it means the deal is off. Listen, that gnome sent you here to die. If we team up, we can get revenge on him.
I'm gonna wait and pass my turn.
He's meant to come in but a day's time to gather the shipment. If we team up, we can ambush him. Red, it's your turn.
I'm still just listening. I don't have anything prepared. I'm just listening.
By the sound of it, sounds like Groar's dead. Is that right?
Man, that must suck for him to keep talking and nobody answered him.
I would answer yes.
I see. And yet, oddly for an evil creature, you can actually hear emotion in his voice, like he's genuinely sad at the death of Groar.
I would say I'm sorry it had to come to that.
There's a long pause. All warriors do what they need to do. Death in battle is the best way we can go. I want to end this gnome's life as much as you, I'm sure. You know that he sent you here to die, don't you?
Why would he do that?
That's what he does with all the groups.
Is he selling the items from the people he sends down here?
He has a deal with Boss. He sends them down. We kill them and harvest them. He
So
gets
you-
half, we get half.
You're not boss? That the idiots up above talked about?
There's a pause as he thinks about what you're saying, and he says, "No, I'm not Boss."
Is boss in this castle?
Yes.
Another hobgoblin or something more?
Quite a fine specimen of a hobgoblin, if you ask me. His chambers are further in, past where we ambushed you to the left. I believe they're currently out, but I'm sure they would understand if we
They-
teamed up against the goblin. Against the gnome.
How come boss is now a plural?
Boss is hard to describe. He's different.
How?
Powerful, magical, more than my mind can comprehend.
Hmm. I look out at my team.
We haven't seen Boss in a few days, but he communicates to the door. Told us that he was leaving, be back soon. I'm sure his mission might last longer than a day or so. We could, without Boss knowing, ambush the gnome. Just
When's the
us.
last time you saw Boss?
It sounds like he's never really seen him. They talk through the door.
If I'm free to walk around, I want to go over to here.
As you walk closer, I know you don't seem to have intentions to, but he goes, "Wait! I don't know that I can trust you. Do not come through this door."
Okay. So, let's see. How far did I get when he said wait?
Probably like around Calamity's Echoes area, like this area.
Okay, perfect. That's where I want to be then.
Oops, I lost you.
I'm gonna say I don't quite understand. You want to partner with us, and what you gain from that is your life. What do we gain from that?
You gain leaving this place without Boss knowing. If Boss found out about you, I fear you would not leave this place at all.
But Boss isn't here.
Boss comes and goes. I don't think Boss will be back soon, but Boss
Again,
does
when's
as
the
he
last time
pleases.
you saw Boss?
Heard from?
Seen?
Just a few days ago. Seen. It's been about a month's time, I would imagine. If my count of days is correct.
Sounds like having that dangerous type of creature this close to town is not safe.
I don't think I trust this guy.
We hear things, though. Things we're told not to listen to. Makes one wonder whether their
Such as?
allegiances are placed in the right place or not.
If your allegiance is in the correct place?
There.
Hmm.
She keeps using boss as plural. Do you seem to think it's more than one boss posing as one boss?
Boss is many voices. It's hard to describe since he's dabbled in the magics within that chamber. He's changed.
Hmm.
The gnome sends the adventurers We harvest the magical items. Half go to the gnome for his efforts, and half goes to the chamber, used for whatever ritual boss is engaging in. He sounds disgusted when he's talking about this ritual.
But they spoke of double crossing the stuttering gnome. What of that?
The gnome's supply has been infrequent and lacking lately. Boss says as the ritual gains momentum, the magical items must be more powerful than the gnome can deliver, so Boss wants to find a new supplier.
Do you know what kind of ritual? Also, who are his alliances to? Or their alliances?
Boss wants power originally for Hobgoblin, but I've heard the Tarn come out of the chambers. He says the Tarn with great disgust in his voice.
I don't know what the Tarn is.
Roll a history check.
I don't know shit about nothing. I rolled a 1.
So I do trust this hobgoblin, but I'm not positive that I want to kill the gnome. Maybe authorities? You guys have any thoughts on that?
Like the boss?
No, I just...
What is this?
I say leave the boss for another day. I don't think we're even strong enough to fight him. This was a challenging fight.
Yeah, I think we would have to come back to fight boss. I don't think he should exist, but I do not have the hit points to do it right now. And I agree, I
Okay.
don't know if I want to kill the gnome. But I am kind of ticked at him, and I think it's kind of bullshit that he sent innocent people down here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hobgoblin, I trust you. How do you want to trade places? I could throw my stick over, or whatever you think.
His eyes, these like yellow eyes, peek around the stone, and he looks at the people that he can see immediately, looking up at Willow. He looks to the Echo and Red. Where's the caster? The one who sent me away from Gror, sorry.
I can't move.
What's that?
What did you say, Hunter?
I can't move, my guy.
Oh, let me take you guys out of... There you go. As he's looking at you, be honest with me. Does anyone look like they're going to attack him? Does anyone here have ill intent toward him?
No, at the
I do not
moment,
have
no.
ill intent, however, I am ready.
I'm not ready at all. I'm using my stick kind of like for walking.
You guys watch as a long sword is tossed out into the threshold, followed by a short sword thrown out there,
Didn't he have a curved scimitar?
Mm-hmm.
followed by a dagger thrown out there.
I think the scimitar was a ranger.
Another
No.
dagger thrown out there.
Fairly certain I was sliced with a curved scimitar. in
Yeah,
front of me.
you were.
A long scimitar thrown out. 2 more knives.
That's probably my favorite trope is people unarmoring themselves.
And a pair of spiked metal boots. He reaches out with his hands showing around the stone.
Okay.
May
put
I
my
approach in a
stick on my back.
civilized manner?
I put my stick on my back. Sure. I move closer, like.
How does he look, Michael? Does he look damaged?
He looks wounded, but like he's still, if he was a
Pretty
combatant,
beefy.
he still had some, spunk in him.
I
His
just kind of
hands are
sit
up.
down here.
He cautiously reaches towards his waist, and he pulls out a chain, or not a chain, a keychain that has a large wrought iron key attached to it. I can assist you getting out of here, and we can forget this ever happened.
Here's the problem I find with that, though. I'm not very keen on the fact that unsuspecting travelers are being lured down here and you killing them.
So, I think that that's more this guy's situation more than something he wants to do.
I agree with that assessment. He may revel in the fight, but he seemed disgusted with not necessarily the innocent people being killed, but the boss using the items as the rituals for rituals.
At this, I'm just going to kind of lean up against the wall nonchalantly and kind of shrug and say, I'm with my group.
He says, I have no issue with Boss's thirst for power. He's done good by the clan in the past, but using Tarn magic is too far.
I would like to investigate what Tarn magic is. Do I have any knowledge of that?
Do you
Ooh,
speak?
I probably would.
Do you speak the goblin tongue?
Yes.
So, roll a history check for me.
Is that a 20?
Yeah, all checks are 20s.
History is midway down the intelligence.
I only got an 8.
Okay, you do know that Tarn is the derogatory, well, there is no non-derogatory term in the hobgoblin tongue, or in the goblin tongue. So you do know that hobgoblins are like the most intelligent goblin that there is. The goblin subspecies, but they're incredibly intelligent. They run like underground cities, like they're pretty civilized as far as quote unquote monsters go. Civilized not meaning like nice. You get what I'm saying? Like they have societies and stuff.
Yes.
Tarn, they absolutely despise elves. Tarn is their tongue's word for elven.
I knew it.
So he's saying that his boss is using elven magic.
Okay, I would like to speak to him in Goblin. First of all, Cal's an elf, right? Or she not?
Cal is a half elf.
Okay, so I would like to speak to him in Goblin and say, you realize our party has a half elf in Goblin to him.
He holds up his hand and says, I feel that my common is better than yours. Your goblin. And yes, I could smell it the second you guys walked in.
And I'm going to say, and does this alliance that we've created, or if we create with you, does this extend past this meeting, or this meeting and only this meeting?
Elaborate for me. Him saying that, not me.
So, in the future, if we were to run into each other once again, would we have a mutual understanding between us?
And this is all on Goblin?
No,
No,
they're
he
speaking
told me to
common.
go back to common.
Oh, good. So, what I would like to be the case is that, if there's a fight where he's involved, then he just kind of either puts on appearances or helps us out at the end.
Say that again.
Like, I wouldn't need any kind of commitment that he's going to work against the boss.
No, I'm not asking him to work against the boss. I'm asking him if we cross paths again, will we have a mutual respect for one another?
He nods, kind of hesitantly, but does nod and says, depending on circumstances, yes. I'm capable of respecting and honoring a treaty. However, the safety and security of my clan does come first.
And I tell him that is understandable.
Does that include your boss?
When you say boss, his mouth curls kind of in disgust. I suppose that depends on how far gone to the Tarn magic he is.
Because it sounds like he's working with, for better lack of words at the moment, the government that I would say in disgust as, like, I don't really believe that they are the ruling, governing gods that they try to make themselves to be.
The Alder?
Yes.
He
From
shakes his head
a-
kind of concerned. He doesn't know. He says he doesn't know where Boss encountered elven magic, but he's been using it pretty heavily for the last few weeks.
From like a watcher's standpoint, would Clamacy be like a little offended that he keeps using Tarn? Like that
I think
word?
that depends on how adherent she is to like her elven. It's definitely like a derogatory term for elf. Like they hate
Okay.
elves.
Just listening. Just listening.
He holds up that wrought iron key though, and he says, "Do we have an agreement? You leave. The rest of my kin go unharmed. And if you do return to investigate Boss, you leave his fate up to me and my clan."
All of that sounds fine to me, actually.
I look at my teammates to see the reaction on their faces.
How do we investigate? What if it becomes into an altercation? How do we leave that up to you without us not dying?
He shakes his head, genuinely unknowing of the outcome. An investigation of Boss would likely end in an altercation. And he is powerful. His eyes are like sitting there thinking. You can see the intelligence dancing through his gaze.
I'm just gonna
he's
come out and
thinking-
say,
Go ahead.
it sounds to me like you would like to see Boss stopped. Bosses stopped. Is that correct?
I would like to see the relationship between the Tarn magic and Boss ended, yes. I want to see Boss return to his old ways, where he puts faith in the strength of the clan and our might as a people.
Okay.
I just want to say Silas has a look of disapproval as he looks at the rest of the group.
Another peanut gallery here. I'm pretty sure Silas is chaotic evil.
He has the key held up to escort you guys. What are you doing? Do you guys have an agreement or no?
I mean, it all sounds good to me. Like, seems like there's two ways for it to go. Either we don't bother fighting him and we just leave, or we agree and we leave.
just don't think we can promise fight not happening to his kin if they're trying to protect Boss. Because I just don't trust him.
Did you say that out loud?
Yes.
He looks over at you and his eyes drift on your ears. Look, it's not like I'm fully trusting of you either. But a warrior's word is a warrior's word, correct? And his eyes like squint, staring directly into your eyes.
The Hobgoblin, I don't trust Boss. I don't think that he should be allowed to still exist.
His eyes look down at the ground and he says, if you succumb so far to the Tarn magic, in there we might be in agreement.
Did you and your brother, are you able to do magic?
Hobgoblins have magic, yes. My brother and I are more familiar with the blade and the bow, as is the norm among our culture.
Were you able to make eyeballs in walls to see us coming?
No.
Okay.
Those are runes that have been placed by Boss.
So Boss likely knows we're already here.
Perhaps. I'm not quite sure how it works. How quickly that information is relayed.
Silas, can you do... Would that be Arcana check? To see if
I
he
would
knows how
definitely
that
want to-
relays?
To think of that. Like, I'm a student of magic.
Okay, I don't know. I was just
Roll
going
a
with
one,
the wizardy
super.
folk.
I am a student? I didn't say I was a good student.
So silent.
What do you want? Arcana?
If you could do some type of Arcana check.
That's under
to see.
intelligence.
Yes.
Roll a d20, Michael.
Yes. That's a
19.
way better roll.
So,
Beats.
the magic used to cast that spell is a known spell. 1 second, child.
I can go help with things.
The spell used for that is rather instantaneous. The caster is aware of what the eyes are observing. However, that doesn't mean necessarily anything. Like if the caster is 5 miles away, they could know a thing, but they're still 5 miles away.
So he definitely knows we're here and what we look like.
Well, I don't know if he knows what all of us look like. I know that for sure me and Cal. Well, yeah, I guess he did get a view of you guys in this room. And does that require concentration by any chance? Would he have to be concentrating on the eye to have it look through the walls?
Are you asking Silas or the goblin?
Silas.
Silas would probably know that the rune takes place. Certain runic magic removes a requirement for concentration. And if there's enough time to set up and scribe a rune and put the required source of magical energy near that rune, it's not requiring concentration.
So I guess I'm asking, like, if this dude is taking a shower and his mind is completely not on this dungeon, but yet the eyeball opens up, is it just transmitted automatically to his mind's eye?
Yeah, it'd be like
Okay.
a flat. Yeah,
Okay.
it would trigger that image to him.
All right. So I say that, we need to go ahead and move forward with this. We will work with you, but understand we are not simps.
Simps.
He looks confused.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
not sure of this gnomish
weaklings.
word, but gnomish slang often eludes me, but I think we're in agreement.
And I nod my head. Let's go.
So he begins walking toward the back. And as he gets to his brother, he kneels down at his body. He reaches over and closes his brother's eyes. And you hear a thud as he hammers 2 times with his paw on his chest and says something in Goblin. He stands
Hello.
up and then kind of like somberly continues past his brother's body.
Can you put me back in the castle?
I don't know where you went.
I'm way up in the sky.
I don't know how you do things sometimes.
I was trying to move myself, and I didn't do a very good job. Thanks. Appreciate it. Ooh, look at that dice just rolling. Okay. So we following this dude?
Yeah, he takes you guys through. There's a connection here. Some of the stone had collapsed through the castle grounds, and then it looked like there was a part of the mountain that was mined out as like an addition to that area. And he goes around and goes across the bridge that goes over this pretty deep void and continues on.
Are you just taking us all to where we need to go?
I figure you could bring yourself while you look at. I'm trying to pull something up real quick.
I don't know which
There
way
it
he
is.
went. Not that way.
All right, I'll bring you guys over. I lost everyone. There's Calamity. So you guys go across. Are you trusting that bridge to go over? I'm assuming.
I don't know. I'm trying to get out of here. You said do yourself.
That's true. I shouldn't trust you to do your thing. Oh, of course you're in the void.
I'm not just in that bridge, I'm popping down.
Alright, so you guys come to the end of this doorway here, where there's all these weapons and armor pieces that have been lined up. And there's this massive door with these inscriptions on it. And he pulls out the key. And he comes to the door and he puts his ear there and listens carefully. You see his ear twitching as it listens.
Let me guess. Bosses is there.
He appears nervous as he looks at the key, kind of unsure whether it's going to work or not. He reaches out and begins tracing the runes on the door with the key, as there's no keyhole. The key buzzes with energy, and then
I
disintegrates.
ready myself.
As the key disintegrates, the door slowly begins to creak, and he takes like a breath, kind of like anticipating what's going to happen. We're not supposed to open this door. But we aren't supposed to use Tarn magic either. And he begins walking in as the door opens.
Still
And
on the wall.
as he sees what he sees, he stops moving. You guys enter, you see 2 throne seats, this platform of skulls and this like magical orb sitting inside this bowl atop the throne room. There's a large cauldron, a chain attached to this medium size. It's not like an ancient dragon, but there's a young to adult dragon skull attached to this chain, hovering just above its jaw, barely above the water of this magical concoction happening here.
Are those two birds? Do they have their eyes?
Yeah, I wonder if they're dangerous.
These things?
Yeah.
So they have pure black obsidian eyes. The gemstone inside them is like a very dark black onyx. Are you guys investigating the room? What are you doing?
I'm gonna ask the hobgoblin, what do you make of this?
He almost looks like he's gonna throw up, and he says, "Your guess is as good as mine. I find it absolutely vile, though.
Why?
I don't trust magic. And if my ears heard correctly, I've heard the Tarn chanting. The Tarn tongue coming from this door. None of this looks like something my clan should be involved with."
I'm gonna look back at Silas. What do you know?
Do I recognize anything, Michael?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me. You and Red both.
Cool. 15.
I got 14.
Red, you recognize it. It seems vaguely familiar to you, Silas. Red, you recognize it a little bit more as an ancient magic. It looks like a forbidden magic. Dark, definitely. Elements of conjuration, necromancy in the way that the ritual site is set up. If you had to venture a guess, you would wager that the boss is attempting to
Bring that
revitalize a dragon, and in doing so, put the dragon underneath his command.
Okay, I'd communicate that.
Interesting.
The hobgoblin walks forward, keeping a wide berth, but as he comes to this table, he looks down, and he reaches for his sword that's no longer there, and he takes a wide berth around this table as well. He begins sniffing the air around the room.
Oh dang, I would have wanted him to have had his weapon. But I thought he was taking his buddy somewhere.
I'm gonna scurry back against the wall where we saw those weapons you said along the wall out here, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna grab a long sword, and I'm gonna come up and to get his attention.
He turns and looks at you, his nostrils flared as he's sniffing around.
And I'm gonna hand him the long sword with my eyes wide open. Like, we got this understanding, right?
He looks kind of impressed, and he says, "I suppose there is honor among the Earthwalkers, is there?" And he reaches down and grabs the sword. "Thank
and then
you."
I run away.
He's sniffing around. Boss comes in and out of this room somewhere. I'm not sure where, though. And he's sniffing, and his nose is guiding him this way. As you guys enter, this table here has 3 jugs of what looks like blood. 3 gallons of blood up here. There's a book here. This one is an Elven tongue translator. It's like a guide on the Elven language. This one appears to be some kind of necromantic book if that's a word. There is the skull, like it's not a real skull, but it's like a miniature bone-shaped dragon skull on this book. And then this book appears to be some kind of blood-based magic book that involves the use of blood and rituals like that.
Do they look like they're secured to the table?
They don't, but they're humming with magical energy.
I'm gonna look at Red and ask him if he thinks he can use Mage Hand to get that that gem out of the skull.
Any sorcerer worth his salt would recognize that humming as a protective ward placed on those books.
Right. Yeah, I'm not trying to get those.
It could be of varying strength, but there's definitely some kind of ward placed on those books.
What about that gem that's in the skull?
What gem?
You said that big purple gem?
I
In the
didn't
skull?
say anything about a purple gem.
Underneath the skull, there's the cauldron that it's very close to getting into.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's no
behind the
purple gem.
skull, behind the dragon
Oh,
skull.
that's an
Yeah.
orb. That's an orb.
Okay,
It's
what?
an orb used to channel arcane magic. The ritual, like they chant over this orb. It has something to do with this little ritual here, though you're
Right,
probably
that's
not.
what I'm saying. Can he get that orb
Ah,
with his Mage Hand?
I mean, it looks pretty big and heavy, but I mean, it's like the size of like a human head, maybe probably bigger than that actually.
Well, how much weight can a Mage Hand?
10 pounds. You've got a deluxe mage hand. Some kind of fancy force. But it moves it along the ground, I think.
So the sphere is
Well,
about
yeah.
50 pounds. This orb is. Everyone's.
Is it
yeah.
loose in there? Just setting in there?
You want to go touch it?
No, I just want. No,
It's hard
because
to
I
see.
have
I mean, how you gonna tell?
telekinetic movement.
Are you gonna try to move it? It looks like it's in there, whether it's wedged or forged or welded or just setting. It's hard to tell just by looking at it.
Okay, first and foremost, is this chest in front of me locked? Is that a chest with the skull on it?
Hard to tell if it's locked. It is a chest. It also is humming with like a magical energy about it.
Oh, crap. Yeah, I don't
Oh,
do
silly
magic.
me. I need to be doing guidance when I try to remember things.
You guys hear as the hobgoblin was messing around with this bookcase, and this bookcase slides away, revealing a secret passage.
Interesting.
Boss definitely went this way.
I'm gonna say, okay, forgive me, but I thought we were getting out of here. Or are we looking for a boss?
Looking for the way out, he says, as he pushes his way deeper in.
You don't know?
He doesn't answer as he disappears around the corner. There's a pile of chains as you come around the corner,
How about this?
and a lock set off to the side here. It looks like this door was chained and locked at some point, but is unlocked. He's sniffing around this area and says that boss's smell is more fresh from this area, but he also smells his boss going up this wall. As you look to your left, there's this massive wall with these roots that come out, almost like a climbing ladder system, that go all the way up to this little hallway platform deal.
Cool. But back inside of this magical room, kind of looks like we're curious about the chests or the books.
Okay.
He's not. He wanted to get it. He had the heebie-jeebies from that room. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like the magic in it. So he's gone. What are you guys doing with the items in the room, though?
I'm not messing with the magic. Red and Silas can take over that. We're almost 2 hours in to this adventure too. Just FYI.
Yeah, I'd really like to get our entire party. Okay, ladder looks good.
Before following, I just would have done a walk around the perimeter of the room with focusing on my blind sense to see if I felt anybody.
No, there are no like hobgoblins or humanoids or anything like that in the room. You maybe would have sensed a rodent or two hiding behind the pillars. Maybe in total like 4 rodents. He explains to the party as you guys come in, this is the area that he believes leads up and out. And this leads deeper into the dungeon, and that's where he thinks Boss went.
Okay. Yeah,
Do we
living
still
sounds
have the
good to me.
key to that initial gate that we came through? Where those 2 dummies hung it on the hook right by the gate door?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Then we can come back at a later time.
As you guys approach the ladder, you look and he says, if you guys do return, I'm not entirely sure that I'll still be here.
I hope not.
That room was concerning, and I'm beginning to wonder how far Boss has fallen. I might communicate with that with the others when they return from their scouting, but this is too much. He's gonna walk away and say, may your minds be sharp and your blades as well. And he leaves.
So, are we going up the roots, or are we going through the door?
I had a feeling up the roots. I think it might come out to that ancient tree.
Oh.
At least that's my theory.
You guys begin climbing up the roots, I'm assuming?
Sure.
I'm scaling the wall.
And you come to
I'm
this
jealous of
door here that has a small lever off to the side right here.
Pull it.
As you do so, the door opens, exposing that block at the entrance of when you guys first came in.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Does it look like there's a switch to engage on this side?
There is not.
Interesting.
After a few moments of being out, the door closes behind you automatically.
So we can't get back out this door?
This door, you can't go back into this door probably.
Oh.
The tree red door.
Alright, you guys open the door and make your way through that tunnel system, coming back out through an illusion that looks like stone on the side of the wall among the mountain face behind the D&D tavern. and you guys are back in Warrington, behind the D&D Inn.
Is Finn still out there? With the
Finn is
stuttering guy?
not still out there. Neither
Is
is the
that other
stuttering
boy?
gnome. Finn is the boy that was in
Okay,
the Delvers Guild, and the stuttering gnome is currently not out there. His shop was relatively close to the meeting area that Mayra's probably waiting for you guys in.
What's that way?
Okay.
Yeah,